Now, I can't stay on the line for very long. The ship-to-shore calling service charges by the minute, so I just wanted to call to remind you that we are arriving in New York tomorrow morning. Oh, yes, it's splendid here.
Who's that you're talking to, honey?
It's Mother.
Oh, tell her I said hello.
That was Jason, Mother. He says hello. Mother! Shush! With that, I guess I'll go now. Tell Daddy I called, and I will see you too soon. Bye-bye. Darling, have you finished packing your suitcase? Everyone's been putting their luggage outside their cabins for the porters to pick up, you know.
Yes, dear.
Wonderful. I thought we should take care of it right away so we could enjoy our last day before New York. It'll be nice to be back on solid ground again, though.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yes?
Mr. Lawrence?
Mm-hmm.
A passenger requested that I deliver this package to you.
That's odd. I wasn't expecting one. Do you know who it's from?
Not quite, sir. I was given the package by another staff member, but it did come with a note. Unfortunately, there only seems to be a number 6 written on it. Does that mean anything to you?
I think I might have a clue. Thank you for getting this to me.
You're welcome, sir.
I wonder what this could be. A bullet casing. If I'm not mistaken, it's a .32 caliber. Interesting. And where are you off to, Miss GERYON? It seems at last I've been given an opportunity. I better keep this with me. Now, to pick this lock. Come on, Daniel, you still know how to do this. Bingo. I've got a hunch that I should be looking for the .32 that belongs to this casing.
Are you looking for this?
Where did you find that?
In here, of course. But what my concern is, who are you?
Seeing as you have what I'm looking for, my name is Daniel Lawrence. I'm investigating the murder of Robert GERYON. And who, may I ask, are you?
JOVELINA CAPANEUS. I'm here to service Miss GERYON's cabin.
And how is it that a crew member gets a hold of a piece like that?
I was a maid at the GERYON estate. I knew Mr. GERYON well. Do you really believe that you can find out who killed him?
With your help, Miss CAPANEUS, I just might be able to.
Good afternoon, Signora. How may I help you?
I was just wondering if I could acquire the name of the chambermaid assigned to my stateroom. I'm staying in cabin 19, and she's done such a wonderful job.
Certainly. Cabin 19. There we are. That would be Miss JOVELINA CAPANEUS.
Wonderful.
Would you like me to call her up?
Oh, no, there's no need to bother her. I'll just leave her a thank you note when I return to my room.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, that's all. You've been quite the help.
Splendid. Thank you very much, Signora.
Oh, no, thank you.
It's really a shame we won't get to see Captain Calamai this evening. But I guess it's for the best. They probably need him more at the bridge with all this fog that's been going around. Honey, are you listening to me?
What? Oh, yes, quite a pity.
Jason, at least try to take an interest in the evening festivities. Am I going to have to ask myself to dance? Would it kill you to be more...
Like Robert?
I was going to say enthusiastic.
Look, Gladys, don't take me for a fool. I don't even know what I'm doing here. What we're doing here.
Jason, this is not the time.
When is it the time?
Jason!
You know what, you're right. This isn't the time. Never was.
He's right. No, Robert. Mr. Latini! What a surprise!
There is no reason why a beautiful lady should be sitting alone when she should be dancing. Will you do me the honor, Signora?
Mr. Latini,
You can call me Brunetto, guys. There's no need to pretend like we've never met before.
Mind if I join you, Daniel?
Ah, Jason. Not at all.
I needed a drink, as I'm not one for dancing over at the ballroom.
I see. Well, while you're here, could I ask you a few things?
About that damn murder, isn't it? I'll be staying put for quite a while. Mint julep, please. So I guess it's your lucky day.
Would you have a look at this?
Bullet casing, eh? Looks like it's from a 32. And from what I can tell, this here is a Smith & Wesson long. Where did you get this?
That doesn't matter.
Well, it should. Maybe it's just my gut, but I've got a feeling that I can trust you. After all, what have I got to lose now? Nobody's been really listening to me. Except for you. And Lord knows you won't give up on this case.
Jason, you have to tell me what you know, or I can't help you.
It was April 13th. The celebration for Robert's birthday was being held at the GERYON estate. Mr. Latini and GLADYS were there, and as for me, I was there because of some business I was conducting with Miss GERYON at the time.
What kind of business? I need to know, Jason. What you don't tell me only lowers my chances of getting the proof I need.
Substances. Drugs, all right. We all needed the stuff. I served as an airman in the war in Europe, and we needed to stay awake during those long runs. What old Uncle Sam give us? Go pills, they called them. Told us to take 'em whenever we got tired. By the time we returned, we were all hooked on those damn things. A squadron buddy of mine knew how the underground system worked back here at home, and that's how I found the GERYON Pharmaceutical Company. Miss GERYON had us real good. She knew that we needed the stuff badly. Apparently she had been dealing out in secret for quite a while, and gave us some barbiturates, or something to suppress the effects of the amphetamines we were addicted to. At least that's what she told us. And then after a while, she cut us off completely. The feds were getting suspicious of the activities going on at that company. Guys from my squadron went mad. They just couldn't live without it. I went to that party uninvited, you see. I saw it as a chance to talk to Miss GERYON. I had called on ahead, and she had told me to wait behind the bushes across the lawn until the party had ended. And then she would give me what I needed. And that's when I first met GLADYS.
Oh, Brunetto, you haven't changed one bit. It's hard to believe you were there the night Robert was... You know, Robert was very dear to me, and I loved him so very much.
I know. He was a noble and kind friend.
On that night, I can only remember...
GLADYS, I'm sorry, but I can't marry you.
But why, Robert? We're happy, aren't we?
I'm in love with someone else. You have to understand, GLADYS,
I'm in love with you. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
I love you too, but not in the same way. Please, just let me explain.
How could you do this to me, Robert?
Gladys? Gladys?
Why couldn't he love me? Why?
I'm afraid that I am to blame.
What do you mean?
I loved Robert very much, too, Gladys. That person Robert was in love with was me.
That's impossible. Robert never would.
It's true. He told me everything. Miss GERYON had arranged for you to marry him, so as to cover up his being different. It was no coincidence how you met him. It was all set up. Robert was completely against it. Believe me. He loved you with all his heart, and the last thing he wanted to do was...
I don't want to hear any more of this! It's not true!
Gladys, please wait. It's not too late for you to fix what you have. You still have Jason.
And that's when I first met Gladys. She came running in my direction, crying with tears running down her face. I stood up and pretended like I was one of the guests and had just wandered off. Here was a girl who had her heart broken, and I was a guy who happened to be at the right place at the right time. We talked and got to know each other, and we said we'd see each other again after the party's end. She was wonderful. But I still had my past to worry about, and why I was really there. I continued to wait for Miss GERYON when I heard 2 gunshots coming from the front of the house.
2, you say? But the official report only noted that there was 1 shot that corresponded with the 1 casing they found. How sure am I that you didn't kill Robert?
Trust me, if I killed Robert, I would have killed you by now. I wouldn't waste my time by telling you what you're hearing.
Then, if there was a 2nd shot fired, that must mean...
You guessed right. That 2nd bullet casing is from the 2nd gunshot. What doesn't make sense to me, that if that is true, then the revolver I have isn't the one.
I don't quite follow.
Here, it's a .32 Smith & Wesson short revolver. In exchange for my allotment, I agreed to Miss GERYON's terms to harbor it. However, I didn't see her fire it, so I had no proof to accuse her otherwise. Obviously, I was in no position to refuse her offer.
We have all the proof we need now. From the official report, a short casing would justify that the revolver you have in your possession is indeed the murder weapon. However, with the appearance of this long casing, I've matched it to the .32 Smith & Wesson long revolver I found in Miss GERYON's cabin. And if we further this notion, the short casing in official holding is justified by the fact that the S&W long is also chambered to fit the short cartridge. Thus, the murder weapon was a .32 Smith & Wesson long revolver.
If you knew so much about the casings, why did you ask me to have a look at it?
I needed to coax you into filling in the rest of the gaps in the sequence of events, Jason. And indeed you have.
I'm helping you for Gladys, all right. She may not love me back, but I care for her. Very much. I know I haven't been dealt the best cards in life, and I messed up along the way. But I'm gonna change things. Here, take it. I've got a feeling I won't be needing this any longer.
Thank you, Jason.
Let's go, before someone finds out.
Pardon me, sir. I have an order from the stateroom for a bottle of wine.
I don't recall placing an order.
I'm sorry, sir, but this receipt says that a bottle of 53 Sangiovese was ordered from Cabinet. If this is a mistake, I will take it back down immediately. I apologize for disturbing.
Actually, I would like to purchase the bottle. A glass of wine would be the perfect complement to the novel I was just reading. Here, this should suffice.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a pleasant evening.
Still, I wonder who would send a bottle of wine at this hour.
I could have sworn I kept the lights on before I left. What is that? It seems to be coming from the bathroom.
Honey, do you notice that bright light coming from the windows?
Oh, it's nothing, dear. Probably just the fog lights is all.
Jason? Jason, is that you?
Gladys, things are gonna be different from now on. Everything's gonna be alright. I promise.
I know, Jason.
My God, what is going on?
Miss CAPANEUS! What on earth?
I'm afraid she won't be going anywhere. And neither will you. Here's a parting gift for you, Mr. Lawrence. Compliments of Miss GERYON.
Come on, we have to get out.
Lads, honey,
Attenzione a tutti i passeggeri, siamo entrati in rotta di collisione con un'altra imbarcazione. Vi preghiamo di recarvi sul ponte per ricevere ulteriori istruzioni.
Oh my God! Darling, there's a woman down there!
Miss, are you alright? Miss?
My husband.
I'm sorry, miss, but we have to leave now. The corridor is completely blocked with debris and water is leaking in. I'm going to have to pick you up, alright?
Husband.
July 26, 1956. Catastrophe at sea. The Italian luxury liner the Andrea Doria sunk following a collision with Sweden's the Stockholm on a foggy night of horror in the crowded shipping lanes near New York. Bound for Europe, the French liner the Ile-de-France, as well as a host of other nearby ships, frantically rushed to the site of the tragedy as nearly 1,700 lives await their rescue.
Now, Miss GERYON. Mr. Latini and Miss CAPANEUS have contacted the authorities, and they are here for your arrest. We would hope that you would cooperate, so as to remain civil and not startle the other passengers on board.
My, what a magnificent morning. To think he still could have been alive, had he only listened.
Miss GERYON.
The way the light strikes the early sky, it humors us with a glimpse into the fog.
Miss GERYON, we are here to arrest you for the murder of your son, Robert GERYON.
And what evidence do you have against me? I had that Italian dog Vincenzo dump all of your notes and journal entries in the ocean. It's all at the bottom of the Atlantic now.
I have Mr. LEMNOS' account, all recorded on a magnetic tape. Newfangled recording device, Miss GERYON. I'm sure you'd love it. It's been concealed on my person since the beginning of our voyage.
Yet another reason to hate technology. And how does a humble writer have the means to acquire such a device? You must be a private investigator.
That's correct. In fact, Mr. Latini hired me.
You monster! How can you be so calm? Do you have no remorse for your actions? He was your own flesh and blood. How could you even think of doing such a thing?
Robert was never of my flesh and blood. I could never possibly have a homosexual for a son. It would ruin my reputation and fortune. All he had to do was listen and feign a marriage with Gladys, my hand-picked bride. But he disobeyed me, so I murdered him.
You really are a cold, heartless person.
Call me what you want. I've learned that if you want to change things, you have to take action yourself. You of all people, Mr. Lawrence, should know exactly what I'm talking about. If I can never have a perfect son in this world, then this life simply isn't worth living. I bid you all now farewell. I'll be seeing you all in hell soon enough.
Miss GERYON!